Hi, I'm Connie and I am back in the kitchen. And as you can see, it's a whole different kitchen because things have changed big time for me. Right now we are in our brand new studio here at OCTV. You see there may be a picture behind me, there may be a green wall. I don't know how this stuff works. But the studio's been great. We're pretty much settled in now and producing a lot of good stuff. I have left the lodge. It was an enormously good time. I had so much fun there all these years. We've been incredibly busy since September. And that's part of the reason I had spent so much time there doing that I didn't have time for anything else. So I'm kind of readjusting my life now. Within the next few days, I'll have a new Facebook page up that will say Stormhaven Events and Catering, I hope. And I'm still catering and planning events and such, so you can always call me at 248-933-4579. The murder mysteries will continue. I just am working on a new venue, but I'm going to keep that under my hat for now. But in the meantime, like I said, check my page, like my page when I get it up, and bear with me while I adjust. It's just that I have so many things that I want to do, and this is part of it. I've been away for a long time. Now, Connie's Kitchens is changing. It is now Connie's Kitchenz, because as I've always said, whatever kitchen I'm in, I make my own. So that's what I'm going to do. Starting here today, I'm going to make lunch for my friends, and then we're going to visit friends' kitchens, and we're going to visit the fire department kitchen and the sheriff's department kitchen. And if you want me to come and visit yours, just give me a call and we'll set it up. So there you have it. I got all sorts of new things. Plus I'm spending a little bit more time at home with my husband and with my family and friends and kind of slowing things down a little bit because although the murders were enormously successful and a lot of fun, and we will pick up again, just really needed a break. It was like 6 solid months of unending fun, but needed a break. So today, I'm going to do something simple. Now, we don't have a kitchen here at the studio, so the only thing I had to prep ahead was I had to cook some bacon. So I'm going to make this wonderful sandwich that I made for Pauline's daughter's bridal shower about a month ago. And they were really tasty, really easy. So I'm going to make these up today for the crew here. And it's really very simple. It's just kind of assembling it at this point. So, oh, that smells so good. Fresh croissants. Yes, I still sniff things. Boy, wait till I'm so hungry right now that everything I'm smelling is just making me nuts. But I get to eat after. So you just take, to cut a croissant, I probably should have mentioned this before I did it. Since croissants are soft, you don't want to smash it down and you don't want to tear. So I'm using a good serrated knife. You kind of put your hand over it and steady it. You're not really pressing down. And then just work the knife through. Don't be in a hurry till it comes all the way through. And then you have two nice, wonderfully smelling halves. So I'll slice the rest of those later. Now this is kind of a modified BLT. It's got tomato, bacon, normally has fresh avocado, but the avocados were hard as a rock. So I got smart and I picked up a container of pre-made salsa, which isn't going to open. I will make it open. There we go. So I'm thinking this will work the same way. And you know, sometimes you don't have something right at hand. I was telling everybody here that now that I'm home more and I'm actually able to cook for my husband again, last night I made dinner just by staring into my pantry cabinet where I keep all my seasonings and everything, and I went, ooh, I've got walnut oil. Ooh, I've got capers. Ooh, I've got some fettuccine. From that came, I got some fresh parsley and some tomatoes and shaved Parmesan. I made a wonderful light but really flavorful pasta dish. And it was just that easy to do. But like I said, normally I would take fresh avocado, mash it down, and add either lemon juice or lime juice just to keep it from turning, just to have that really fresh avocado bite. But sometimes you can't get what you want. So I'm going to slice off some nice fresh Campari tomatoes that, oh, they're like candy. Just like candy. And then we're going to build these sandwiches. Pauline's daughter Angela is getting married, and she had a beautiful shower with just really delightful friends. We had these sandwiches and a salad. I'll make a salad today also. And couple of the guests brought some like French toast bake, so it's kind of a brunch type idea. And these sandwiches were just great. And actually, the idea started with Pauline. This is not something I came up with. But of course, I'm going to steal it now. So, oops, I missed on that. Well, I won't have it go to waste. You'll notice I'm using a different knife today. My good old Eagle Claw. It's not as sharp as I would like it. I've got to get it sharpened, so. And when you want to slice tomatoes, especially when they're this small and you want to get them this thin, you need a pretty good blade. So that's what I'm doing. So what else is going on in my life? Well, my daughter, my dear Larissa, is loving her work. She is now working as an ER tech here on Genesee, I'm not sure, here at Genesee Valley Hospital. Anyway, she absolutely loves it. Working with traumas, working with emergencies, and working with kids with scraped knees. She's just really feeling very fulfilled. She's also still in school and is currently holding first position in her class. And she has a nice young man in her life. Chris is busy. We've just been informed that he's received more awards from the SPJ, which is the Society of Professional Journalists. We'll find out more about that in May at the banquet, because they just tell you that you won, but they don't tell you what. And as for me, like I said, I'm gonna be doing an estate next month, but I'm also working on getting my house back in order, and now that the nice weather has arrived, doing some yard work, because my house looks abandoned. Got the new roof put on last year, but never got a chance to clean up the mess, so working on that. And getting back into doing the things I love to do, planning events and cooking and spending time, and of course, spending time on the porch now. So I'm gonna do some more slicing here, because what we're gonna end up with is, like I said, it's like a BLT. I cooked the bacon yesterday. This is gonna kill me when I open it, because it smells so good. And what else have I got? Oh, and I've got the greens and I've got turkey. So we'll get those over there. I'm gonna sop up my mess a little bit. You have to plan ahead when you're not in an actual kitchen, and I don't want to get the news desk messy for my friends. So I bought some nice Dietz & Watson peppered turkey. So this takes out, because I'm not going to season the sandwich, and again, like always, I like to stay away from too much salt and pepper. I let people put that on themselves. But this is really nice turkey. And I don't think I'm even going to cut it. I think I will probably just kind of fold it to fit it, so we can get a nice bite of turkey on there. And these are going to be delicious. And I'm told there are people out in the studio that are ready for lunch. So, to be fair, I did promise them I was making them lunch today. So, if you're wondering who's behind the camera, my wizard is Baack, because I can't do this without him. And he's got quite a challenge coming, because we're going to be changing, of course, everything, the B-roll and all the other photographs and such that you see. We're going to key them into wherever we are. So whoever's kitchen we're in or whatever's going on in their homes. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I know it's going to turn out great because he's so good at what he does. So get some more of this turkey going. Oh, this smells so good. I have to take a break in between and have some lunch. But we won't. We'll finish up with you guys first, and then we'll have lunch. Oh, this is nice, nice, nice turkey. I wanted it sliced thin. It's sliced so thin it's breaking up a little bit, but that's not a problem. Because if you thin it slice, if you slice it thin, you can do more if you want, but it doesn't limit you like if you have a big hunk, because you don't want a big hunk in there. And I would think, although I like the turkey with the sandwich, I think ham would work really well too. So maybe that'd be something I will try next time or someplace else. What I'd like to do when I go to different people's houses is key in on what their current eating habits are. Maybe they have some dietary needs that they need to address. Maybe they just need to change the way they eat. And I'll be doing a lot of that, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. I have a friend who's trying to get dairy out of her life altogether, but she loves salads, and she doesn't want creamy salads because she can't have creamy dressing. So we'll come up with other ways to dress salads. And like I said, it'll just all depend on where I am. I can't wait to go to the fire department, the sheriff's department, cook big crock pots full of food for them. I think they'll enjoy that. So there we have it. We've got the bacon, and when we come back, I'm going to assemble it, and I'm going to make a little salad. Oh, I'm not going to stand here and eat the bacon because that would just be wrong. Bacon cooked up really nice. All right, so we're there. I'm going to cut a couple more croissants because I know just about the time we yell cut, that door's going to fly open and I'm going to have a lot of hungry people looking for lunch. So that's what I'm going to do. It's a little bit harder to do on a paper plate. There we go. These are so nice. I ordered them ahead to make sure I got them and that they were nice and fresh. But they do a really nice job with them at Meyer at the bakery there. Okay, I'm a little rusty, kids. Like I said, I haven't been doing much cooking lately at all. So I do things a little bit differently. I do want to say, before I forget, thank you to everybody that joined me at the lodge over these last 5.5 years for your special moments, your weddings, your showers, birthdays, the murder mysteries, scrapping and crafting, the quilting ladies. I could say without any hesitation that everyone that ever came up there made me feel good, enjoyed time with me, I enjoyed time with them. I never had an issue. I mean, it was just such a peaceful place for what we were doing. And don't ask me what they're doing up there now, because I don't know. There's all sorts of things flying around. It may be sold. It may be something else. I don't know. But, you know, I've got to move on. I've got a lot of other things to do. So when I get around to assembling these, I've got some skewers, because they're kind of domed. So when you get the stuff in there, they kind of slide around a bit. And then I'll make up a salad and dress that. And then we'll have lunch. So I think we'll stop there. I'll get cleaned up, go wash my hands, come back and start assembling. So I will see you in a few minutes. And I'm back, cleaned up a little bit, got out my good old rock and chop. I don't think there's a single meal that I can prepare that I don't at some point need to use this. But I'm going to start assembling. A lot of people, I'm still getting tons of calls. Yes, we can produce murders at your home, murder in your backyard, murder in your basement, murder on your street. Basically the same premise as what I've always done. You know, we can provide the meal and the entertainment and the script and everything else, and you and your guests are all the characters. So for that and a lot of other entertainment needs, feel free to give me a call again, 248-933-4579, and we'll see what we can put together for you. Now, I don't know why this recipe called for a little bit of mayo, but I think it's the sweetness against the avocado. So as I said, I'm going to use some guac. If I'd had maybe 2 or 3 more days, but the avocados had just come in, so they were pretty firm. I'm going to do some greens. I like to take the spine out. I like to make a bite through a sandwich as easy as possible. And these just kind of, see, they lend themselves to perfect stacking there. And then we're going to add our turkey. Yeah, these might be too big after all. But luckily they break. There we go. Okay. Trying to make it as neat and working on a curve at the same time. Nice fresh tomatoes. And, oh, the bacon's right there. And some bacon. Then we put the whole thing together. This is where these come in. When we were doing these at the shower, it didn't dawn on me to do this, and when the girls were cutting and serving, they were having a little bit of a tough time with it. And then I cut it at a little bit of an angle. Yeah. Which again is hard to do on a paper plate. I should have brought a second cutting board, but I forgot. All right, and then you can see all the good stuff that's inside. You can see the tomato and the avocado and everything in there. So now I'm just going to throw together, I'll make the rest of these up. Oh, I need this. I'm going to throw together a real simple salad. And I'll use my same greens that I'm using in the sandwiches, which are very wet because I washed them and they held a lot of water. This is nice red leaf lettuce. Again, I like to take the spines out. I like to make eating as easy as possible. Back when I had my oral surgery, that became a real issue for me because I couldn't chew. So I became very aware of, hello? I became very aware of making things like this easier to chew. Now I'm making a salad, but I will not give Elgin any salad, and I will not put any greens in his sandwich. Because I learned a long time ago, Elgin doesn't like green. Does that include avocado? All right, takes a while to shred this up. It's easier if you buy the bag of pre-cut, but I like the flavor and texture of this lettuce, especially for this sandwich. And so it didn't make sense to buy 2 different kinds. And I'm not so lazy that I can't tear up some salad. Oh, it's got such a nice earthy fragrance to it. I don't know, I think that's what it is about this sandwich. I think whoever came up with it just put all the right things together. You've got sweet, you've got savory, you've got earthy and nice textures and the crunch of the bacon and then this luscious soft croissant. And these I will take home to my guinea pig. So nothing goes to waste. Now I didn't bring, I'm not making a dressing today. I wanted to keep this super light, so I'm just going to dress this with some lemon juice. Of course, I'll make it more later for everybody else. And I've got some fresh raspberries, which are beautiful, beautiful. Now, sometimes when I do this, I would plate the greens and then add the raspberries and the nuts. But since I'm just making up a small quantity for right now, I'll just do it this way. And some cashews. So I wanted to do something different. I've been doing pine nuts and walnuts and even dried fruit, which is really nice in a salad. And I'm just going to toss that together. See, that's part of the problem. You can't see from here. But now everything that I just put in there has fallen to the bottom, which is why I generally prefer to put the greens, to dress the greens, put them on the plate, and then put the other bigger stuff on top. Because now I have to pull it all out of there, and they'll end up on top. Do you know how hard it is to pick up a cashew with one of these things? We have so much great stuff going on up here at the new studio. We have all our regular programming, Schooling Around and Media Maniacs, and I'm back. And our community access, which covers so much around town. All the sporting events, all the meetings. If you want to find out what's going on in Oxford, there's only 2 sources. That's OCTV and the Oxford Leader. And you'll get stories by people who live here, that care about our community, that want you to know what's going on. So there we go. And it's really been a privilege for me working up here. I have so much fun, and I've learned so much. So there you have it. There's the basic thing. Now I'm going to kind of do an assembly line for a couple. So you can see it really is easy to do this for a lot. You know, it's making up one is one thing, but it's really easy to assemble several at once. Oh, these smell so good. Oop, I got some avocado or something on the table here. Don't want to do that. They'll come in to shoot the news and be wondering why they're smelling avocado. This is, now we don't know yet what's going to be behind me when I'm talking. Kyle was just explaining to me, when you shoot with the green screen, only the one camera that's a stable camera, anyway, it doesn't move around. That's the only one the green screen shows up on. So the background might change throughout this episode. We don't know. But that's all part of figuring it out. And it'll be fun. I can't wait to see what he comes up with if he does put something on the green screen. He says he'll let me see it first, but we'll see. It's going to be a challenge. It's doing a whole different style, but we're up to it. We're going to have fun with it. I think next week we may go out to Ginger's. Now, Ginger's been on the show. Ginger owns Lysina Naturals. So we'll go out there and we'll visit with her and Leica, her puppy dog, who is so funny. She's a service dog. And I think I maybe said this before. When she's not working, she's just a big, goofy puppy. As soon as she puts her harness on, she's a whole different dog. And it's really cool watching the transition. And she's helped Ginger enormously. So that's nice to see. All right, get some more turkey going. So, like I said, in coming days, coming weeks, I'd like to come out and visit you, see what your kitchen's all about, see what kind of food you like in your house, see what we can create together. I promise I won't move in. I'll just come in and cook with you and leave a nice meal for your family. I've done that before. I've done it on the show. Of course, we'll be filming at the Free Meal Kitchen. So we got a lot of stuff coming up there. Our numbers have gone up a bit at Free Meals. I'm not sure why that is. But the guests, as always, are lovely, and we have a good time doing it. I kind of threw them last week because I made like a big, not last week before. It was a salad, but it also had chicken and everything else, and it was slightly warmed. It wasn't hot, because I didn't know what the weather was going to do. And several people were a little concerned about the fact that there wasn't, there was so much green. I guess they wanted to go around that, but, well, so we threw some pasta in and different seasonings, and it was good, and they enjoyed it. So a lot of times my crew comes up with ideas for meals, which is really nice. I like to see them get involved. It's a good thing to do. We recently had a volunteer fair held at Emmanuel Congregational to let people in the community become aware of what volunteer opportunities there are in the community, and there are a lot. So if you have some time and you'd like to do something like that, just call a church, call Parks and Rec. You never know, maybe they don't have something, but they may be able to suggest someone else who does, someone else who has a need. And it's a good thing. At the end of the day, you're helping your community, you're helping other people. I've got to figure out which is which here. And it's very fulfilling. We've got a lot of things. Keep an eye on OCTV because we have a lot of things coming up in town. We've got our cleanup days, and there'll be the big one in the village, and then there's another one in the village which is all about downtown. You can talk to the DDA about that. And that day you're going to get lunch provided by the 5-1 Diner, who is very generous with downtown activities like that. And so do that. Get out and get involved, or just go over and say hi to your neighbor. And maybe they need a hand with something. You never know. My neighbor was out leaf blowing the other day and asked me if he could blow my leaves away too. I said, be my guest. I'm tired of living in what looks like the abandoned house. But I'll get back to it. There we go. Are those beautiful? Just beautiful. I'll slice those when I get the cutting board free. And make up some more salad, and we'll have lunch for the crew. And like I said, in coming days, I have a lot. I'm just kind of readjusting right now, a little bit of re-entry. Things just got moving way too fast, and I wasn't doing the things that meant the most to me. I wasn't spending quality, I hate that term, but I wasn't spending good time with my friends. My husband was amazing, because I wasn't there to cook, I wasn't there to clean. Sometimes I was gone 3 or 4 days at a time, and he kept the home fires burning, and he was with me an enormous amount of the time, working with me, which was really helpful, as was Tate and Alexis and Kyle and Dan and Russell and Larissa and Andy and Danielle, so many people. And sometimes that was the only time I really had any social time, was during an actual event. It's the only time I really got to see my friends and family. So I really am very grateful. I know how lucky I am to have that kind of support in my life, believe me. But I just kind of got to the point where I said, you know what? I've got to do something different. I've got to arrange things a little bit differently. So I've been taking some time off, sleeping in a little bit, spending some time with my cats. Since last I saw you, we've lost 2 of our cats, Anastasia and Chloe. They were 16 and 17. But we still have Duncan, who's 17, and is having a resurgence of kittenhood due to the arrival in August of Octavius. And if I think of it, next time we get together, I'll bring a picture of him so I can show you what he looks like. He is a fireball, and he's one of those where, it was so easy to make the promise because he is pure joy. And he, like I said, Duncan's in charge, but he's playing again, and he's having fun, and he's not mourning, I'm sure they miss them because they were together for so long. But as I said many episodes ago, and I continue to say, you want to make the promise. Well, with Chloe and Anastasia, we were there with them, which is the toughest part of the promise. And then Octavius showed up, and that old cycle started up again. So it's all good. And now I'm going to take more time to enjoy that. So until we meet again, do something simple for your family. You can keep this stuff in the fridge and build a sandwich anytime you want. I'm going to feed the crew here, and I don't know where I'll be next time you see me, but I will be back much sooner than I have been. And I also want to thank the affiliates and people that carry my program in other cities for being so patient and understanding what my schedule was like at the time. So right now it's about getting back to priorities and having fun, because you know I'm all about having fun. So until we meet again, be kind to one another, remember the promise, and thank you for coming back to Connie's Kitchenz. See you soon.
Hi, my name is W. Ripto. I'm a member of the Addison Township Fire Department. I'm a lieutenant here. I've been here for 13 years. Today, we're going to talk about address signs and having your driveway properly marked and making sure that when there's an emergency, we're going to get there quickly and safely to help you with your emergency. Here are some things that we need to keep in mind when you mark your driveway and/or your mailbox. In some situations, you may have to mark both your mailbox and your driveway. In situations where your driveway is across the street from your mailbox, or if you have a shared driveway where multiple houses are on your driveway, or if your driveway splits off into 2 or 3 areas, wherever it splits, you might want to have an address sign marking what side to go on, whether it's left or right or straight or however you need to do it. It's going to make our job a lot easier to get to you in that state of emergency. A few other things to keep in mind is you can have your address sign vertically, or you can have it displayed horizontally. We highly suggest that you mark both sides of your address so that whenever we're coming from the north or the south or the east or the west, we can see that driveway on both sides. In our engines, in our ambulances, we have our map books. And in our map books, we have very detailed oriented pictures showing exactly where the addresses are. But having that marked, your address sign marked or your driveway marked, will definitely ease us in finding your address in that state of emergency. Okay? In the map book, we have all of our hydrants marked, we have all of our streets marked, and it makes it a lot easier for us to find. So that's typically the officer's job, sitting in the officer seat. He grabs the map book and verifies with the driver exactly where we're going. And we have also a blown up section showing real quick and easy how to find your address on one sheet of paper. Instead of flipping through the book, we can go through your section and find exactly where we need to go. Okay, the address signs are $15 a piece. You can call the station at 248-628-5600 and request to have one filled out, or you can come to the station and have one filled out yourself. They're $15 a piece again, and it's definitely a good thing to have for your driveway and for us if we ever need to get there. Thank you very much for your time today. Again, my name is W. Ripto with the Addison Township Fire Department. Thank you and have a good day.